My name is Letitia Shelton. I'm the CEO of City Women Toowoomba, but also the founder of City Free from Porn. Last year we had a smaller breakfast because it was COVID, but at that breakfast, our City Free from Porn breakfast, I posed a question which I want to put out to you again this morning, and it was, how much is a young girl in Toowoomba worth? How much is a young boy in Toowoomba worth? What are we willing to do to protect their innocence and their future? I think we're all well aware by now that we're living in a worldwide pandemic. In the last 18 months, we've learnt a lot about COVID-19, a lot about this virus, what we need to do, the dangers and how to keep safe. We've done well at educating our children around this as well and bringing them along the journey. But equally, we are in the midst of a worldwide porndemic, as you've heard this morning, that is destroying communities, families, children, left, right and centre, and only during COVID has it gotten worse because of hours in lockdown in front of screens. But we are failing, as we just heard, as a society to protect our children in this porndemic on so many levels. I'm involved in a lot of different groups around the world that are fighting the issue of pornography. I read a lot of research each day that comes through, the newest, the latest, and I read this and think, well, surely this is not happening in Toowoomba. So a few weeks ago, I gathered together some teenage girls because I just want to talk to real life people and not keep reading statistics. And I asked the girls, just kind of broach the subject around pornography, and they just launched in about the bestiality porn that's now spreading across our schools. And they went into quite depth, and they could, give back to me the things that they're seeing and what is happening. And I thought, okay, no, it's reached Toowoomba because it's a worldwide issue. It's on our phones. It's available to everyone. So we're not immune here in Toowoomba, in little old country Toowoomba, as some people think. Since we started City Free from Porn 5 years ago, probably weekly, I have parents messaging me, not just Toowoomba parents, but parents all over the world. And the conversation is usually, I've just found out that my 14-year-old daughter or my 17-year-old son has been watching porn. Can you help? They've been watching it for years, they're addicted, I don't know where to go, what to do, and I do my best to help these parents and send them in the right direction, although we need more help out there. But quite often I can't help but think how things might have been different if we can equip our parents to have some conversations, to give them the knowledge at the age of 7 or 8, before our kids see porn. And again, I'm so thankful for our Toowoomba schools and our principals, some who are here this morning, and what they're doing in the schools to address this topic. But generally by year 7, 8, 9, again, it's too late. So many of these kids have already been exposed to porn. And so we need to get to our parents to equip them. We need to help them with the knowledge and the understanding of what to say. In fact, our government recently did a survey of Australian parents, and 77% of parents that were surveyed believe it's their responsibility to speak to their children about pornography. Yet half of them actually do. And I think that just comes down to the fact that they don't know what to say, or when to say it, how to say it. And certainly by the time your son is 15 or 16, it's a really awkward conversation to be having, and way too late. And so I don't know about you, but I get tired of always being on the defence. Anyone else? I get tired of mopping up. I get tired of waiting for the government to change legislation. I get tired of waiting for funding for something. So we're going to do something. And as you've heard this morning, I've signed up to ride my bike in June from Darwin to Broome. Is the map up there? So I'm really thankful that it's all downhill. There is one little hill I'll have to go up, but the rest I'm just planning on holding onto my bike and sailing along. But it's about 120 kilometres for 18 days. I'm with the group, but I want to raise funds, and as our Mayor mentioned at the beginning, we have a big goal to get this book, How to Talk to Your Kids About Pornography, into homes across Toowoomba, into parents. Not just parents, but uncles and aunties. We all need to be aware. Grandparents, we all need to understand, and this book outlays just clearly what pornography is, what it's doing, the impacts What to do if your child has already seen porn. And you'll see we've got some examples on your table. Please don't take those home unless you want to pay for it out the door. But I'd love to see 30,000 of these across our city on the doorsteps. And yes, it's a risk that parents might look at it and chuck it out, and that's the risk that we're willing to take because we've just got to begin to help empower them. And it takes a village to do that. I just want to talk briefly about Dave and Sam. We heard Dave speak on the video right at the beginning, how his marriage had ended because of pornography. Dave's story he shared at our very first City Free from Porn rally. His story is that he found a porn magazine back in the day of magazines, lying on the side of the road that began a porn addiction in his life that affected his relationships, ended his marriage. And no one in his life had ever spoken about this issue. Not his parents, not his school, not his community. There was just total silence. And he felt a lot of shame and struggle in all of that. My other friend Sam, who's been involved for many years in this campaign on City Free from Porn, he has 4 children. He spoke to his 9-year-old son in an age-appropriate way with some of the resources we were equipping parents with, and equipped his son. Son, at one time you're going to see porn. This is what's going to happen. This is what you need to do. It's okay. Dad will look after you. And it was only a matter of days until Sam's son was exposed to porn by another 9-year-old at school. And the son knew what to do. He said, I know what that is. I don't want to look at that. And he went home and told his dad. That's the difference between getting on the front foot and helping equip our parents in this battle. As I finish, I was interviewed by some radio group last week. And the lady interviewing me said, oh, you must be a mother and you must have children because you're so passionate about protecting the young people of our city. And I said, no, actually, I'm a single woman, no children. But as a citizen of Toowoomba, I'm responsible for protecting the children of our city. That's part of our role. It takes a village to bring up our children, and we're responsible to make sure they're protected. And so that's a big reason why I'm doing this. Not just me, but we're all responsible together, aren't we, to protect our children. The health of a city quite often is shown by how well we look after our children. And so this morning, maybe you don't have your own children, but we're all responsible. Or maybe your children are growing up. But let's be part of the answer. So I want to invite you, on your tables is a form. There should be 10 forms there. I want to invite you to sponsor me for my ride, to join us in protecting our children and seeing this vital resource reach homes across our city. Tomorrow is my 46th birthday. I'm getting old, so thank you for coming to my birthday breakfast. So please don't buy me bottles of wine this year or chocolates. Just sponsor a book. Help me give a gift to our city. You know, we would love your support. Let's be a part of just making a difference, equipping our parents, hey? We just can't leave it to schools, to organisations, to governments. This is a community responsibility.